Okay, and we're gonna be starting here on another copper game. It looks like you're now copper 2. You climbed up from copper 3, which is good. Um, you said that you're gonna be. It was you taking my advice from last time, so let's see how well you do with that. I did sneak a peek at the end. It was a win. Um, I don't know how well you did. I didn't see the scoreboard. I just saw what the actual score line for the teams were right before the end, and what I will say is if you want better advice, give either average or below average games or even horrible games. The first game that you sent me was way easier to determine what you were doing right, what you were doing wrong because it was a really bad game. You lost 0 and 4. um but for this one, it's still in copper, so there's still going to be a lot of mistakes, but just heads up on that. Hey, if you want even more, then that would be it. You can still win. It was a close game. It was 4-3, or ended up being 5-3, I guess, in the end. So it's a somewhat close game. So if you're doing bad in this, then that still be good. So just for reference there in the future. So if I go in here and you're just walking in and killing people, I'll still point out mistakes, but there's not much more for me to point out. But let's continue. Fans are fine. It's console. We're playing bank. And we're going upstairs first, and we're picking a mute. Not a horrible pick. Um, yeah, just mute isn't horrible. Sometimes I feel like that Mozzie is better for upstairs because upstairs requires a little bit more info from the defenders to determine, or from the attackers to determine where people are. So those Mozzie pests deter drones a little bit more than mute jammers because they are a little bit more difficult to get out of doorways than a mute jammer, especially for a Twitch drone. Um, but not bad, not bad. We'll take it. It's copper. Pick what you're good at. We're AFK again. Yeah, we're starting. Maybe? There we go. Don't place your mute jammers here. That's gonna do nothing but stop them for all of 5 seconds, because if someone tries to put something on the window to like hot breach in or put a charge, like a fuse charge on the window, they'll see, oh, it's jammed. Repel upside down, shoot out the bottom of the window. There you go, it's gone. Now they don't get the surprise factor of bursting in, but this mute jammer goes to waste. Your job now as mute is to deny intel. With this buff, what it used to be here. Don't look at the floor. Imagine that this is just a plane. So what it used to be is that you had this cylinder for where the mute jammer was, and this is how the mute jammer functioned. Was you'd put the mute jammer in the center, and then it had like this giant cylinder around it, and you could then mute jam an entire reinforced wall or a double reinforced wall with that. It was big enough to get two walls within inside this. So imagine that you have two walls, two full size walls in there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. If you put it right in the center, you could get two of them. And back then, fun fact, if you put it on some elevated positions in a basement, you could actually get the floor on top, which was sometimes fun to do. Excuse me. But now, when you place down your mute jammer, it's just a sphere, above and below. So you can put it on top of a table. Here, if I just draw like a table here, and you put your mute jammer up on the table, if a drone runs past, it'll actually jam it when it goes through. Before, it wouldn't do that. Before, the mute jammer stopped at the baseline of where it was, or wherever the bottom of the mute jammer was. Now it actually goes below, so you can place it on top of tables to get it maybe trick a little some drones here and there. Not the best form of utility usage, in my opinion. It has very niche circumstances where that'll work, but good to know, understand. And it's good to understand that now you can't get walls with it. So if I see you putting this near walls or trying to deny entry points for gadgetry, well, that's not really great because mute can now, if we have a double, wow, that was horrible. If we have a double wall here and you put a mute jammer right here, it's covering something along this line of like the wall. Like you can put like 1.5 Hibana pellets on the side. you can put, this is above head height. They won't be able to put something in that they can get like a clear angle in the sight. But all this stuff, like all this wall, you can still get now without, or with a mute jammer being placed down. So that's why Bandit and Kaid become way more valuable as hard breach now, because they're the only ones really now. Mute can't do anything. Even if you put down two mute jammers on here, you're still gonna have like the very top of the wall not be reinforced. So all it takes is one Hibana charge and then a nade, and now you have the wall open. Not even a full Hibana charge, because you can make Hibana just do one tick, and then that's it. Or you can have Ace start to throw one up on top, and the second one will get jammed. You throw a nade in, it destroys the mute jammer, and the second one starts up, and now you have a line of sight into sight. So what we're looking for is putting a mute jammer into the. I'm just gonna do this. That'll be easier. We're looking to put mute jammers in doorways to stop drone and intel. And also, you can put them in hallways if it's harder for people to peek out and get it, or putting it on places where people will sit down and anchor, because this area of effect is now wider too. So if a lion scans, they have more distance to go back and forth in your mute jammer. So positions that people are going to hold, anchor positions, and doorways to deny intel is what we're looking for. We're not looking for what we're looking at right here, which is putting it on a window. That'll stop someone for all of 2 seconds. We also have a shotgun with mute. We should be prepping sight. It's better for us to do it instead of waiting for someone to waste an impact. I say waste, it's not horrible to waste one single impact, but what you should be doing is you should be breaking open this little rotate here. I usually reinforce the wall directly after it so that you can't just shoot through it. You can protect the person that's trying to rotate from windows or going into there, from the doorway, I should say. But this should be open with your shotgun. You're the one with the shotgun, unless Kaid also has one. Doubt that he does. But yep. Setting up fight. We're just running around. We don't know what we're doing. We're going to just get caught. Okay, now we're reinforcing this. Good. Now we're starting to. Oh, you're not boarding offside anymore, but we still have 3 of our mute jammers. The round started. I'm going to be really tough on this round for the prep phase, but I won't be this much harder moving on because I feel like I'll cover everything just right here. Don't AFK, set up the site, and play smarter with your gadgetry and understand what the gadgets do. If you have to watch a video on like how does this gadget work, go and do that. I mean, if it's from almost every gadget has changed in one way or another since it's been released, so don't try and pick something that's from literal season 1 mute as like your reference for how mute jammers work now. Try and find newer stuff. I know Core Ross goes over this stuff very deeply, and Rogue 9 every now and then he'll pick up on changes to gadgetry. But yeah, watch someone if you need to for looking at how the gadgets work, so you better understand how to use them. Because right now we're not using them at all. We're thinking about putting it down and then we don't. Thinking about putting it down. Oh, we finally put it down. Not a bad place. Actually, not a bad place. You stop if an ace charge goes onto there or something else where it has to stick onto the shield to destroy it. Well, now you can't do it. You can't get any drones past there then. They have to go around. Another place that you could put it is in this corner. I was pointing at my screen instead of actually doing it. You could put it in this corner so that drones can't go through the hallway. I think the radius extends to the actual hallway. I can't remember if it does or not. But you can put it down and you can see for yourself if it does. Yeah, you can do any of that. But hey, we got one more mute jammer down. We're 15 seconds into the actual round. Not horrible. These kind of mute jammers, this should be like your very last one that you place down. This is like I don't know what else to do with this drone. I'm just going to put it here so it stops people from just walking in. Because they can just shoot that. They don't have to like peek around a corner and get into a risky position. They can just shoot that. They can shoot that from the skylight. Actually, no, the skylight's blocked off now. Never mind. They can just shoot that from main lobby. Like it's pretty easy. They can shoot that through the wall because the soft breach walls from this side are open. No one reinforced them, so they can just shoot through it and get it anyway. Even if they, no matter what, like they can ping it, Z-ping it on their drone. Now they shoot it for free. Again, they can just, not a bad place to put your mute jammer, but they can just shoot it through the drone hole. Put it next to drone holes. Drone holes are not a horrible waste for a mute jammer, because it's very, very difficult to shoot a mute jammer if you put it in a drone hole, especially for Twitch, because sometimes she doesn't realize what she's done until she's gone through the drone hole, and then it's too late at that point. But don't put it in the actual drone hole. Put it off to the side so that they can't shoot it. Still trying to figure out what to do. Reinforcing almost made it into the round. You had 2 reinforcements left. These aren't horrible places to reinforce, but your site isn't set up for it. They're not really meaningful. It would have been better. I would have preferred if you reinforced the wall that you first started reinforcing here, in the meeting in the room on the other side. If you had done that, that would have been better, because then that restricts line of sight into meeting, because it's worthwhile to actually go to the site. Right to the side. Yep, there you go. Oh! There you go. That's what I mean by don't AFK, set up site how you want it, get ready for the round. You were a minute in, you reinforce 2 walls, and then you start opening the wall. No one's roaming, no one has intel. Surprise, surprise. Someone looked at that and was like, these guys are just giving us this part of site for free. I consider janitor closet, which is on that side of the site where you just died, which, here, 1 second. I consider this part of the site. If you lose this, then you lose part of the site. You lose the A site at that point. You don't have A site anymore. You only have B site. And even B site is, you can't set foot in it. You have to be very, very careful with what you're doing if you lose inside janitor here. So you should be in there from the get-go. And if someone sees that no one's in there, they're just going to take it. So be prepared. Sit around while you're doing nothing on defense in the prep phase. Actually do something. Set up site how you want it. We should be looking at cameras immediately, yep. Okay, see that you're saying something. I don't know what you were saying, because you don't see anybody. Unless you're just trying to tell them that they're over in that area. I can't hear what you're saying either, so I don't know if you're giving good call-outs or if you're just yelling at your teammates too. It's good that you're saying something though. Very much prefer that. So now this is where it gets a little boring, because it's just IQ. She's on the opposite side. Hard walls are stopping her from getting into site. She doesn't have direct access into site. Now, the best thing that you can do, realistically, is really just watch your teammates, or even watch main lobby cam, because main lobby cam, you can tell them if they're coming up, if she's coming up spiral, or you can listen to what your teammates are listening to and give them call outs based on that, because sometimes they have their headphones on backwards, if that sounds familiar at all. And then you can tell them left or right for where they actually are, and there you go, you get that. But I don't like the flickering between stuff. Pick something that you're gonna watch, and then watch it because you're not being as useful to the team. I feel like you're talking a lot, but I don't know what you're talking about. Whoa. I feel bad for that Kaid. He had a that I counted the second time. That was a full second of reaction time. That was almost 2 seconds of reaction time actually. But not much you can do about that. I think this is what I mean by I don't know if you're flaming your teammates there or what's happening. Like I don't know what's going on there. Are you giving them like, hey, maybe we should do this or that? Are you flaming them and saying, hey, why the bleep didn't you reinforce this? Why didn't you make this rotate? Why didn't you do this? I don't know this stuff, you know. Oh, I don't know how it works in console, but are you even getting your teammates? If voice chat volume is 0, you'll have to tell me what's going on with that because that looks like you're not listening to them. Even if you wanted to do something with them, it wouldn't matter. You're literally taking the mantle of I'm Nittler, I'm telling you what to do, listen to me. If you don't like it, too bad. I'm the one that knows everything, so you have to listen to me. Also, real quick, switch hi-fi to night mode. Night mode is better for listening to stuff. It makes louder sounds like thermite charges, breaching charges, explosions quieter because you should be able to hear where those are on the map anyway. And then it makes it easier for you to hear quieter sounds. It doesn't make them louder. It artificially does because now everything else is drowned out. That was something that I believe Rogue 9 did a test on, and night mode is the better option. Yeah, again, I don't know if you're actually talking to your teammates or not, or I know that you're talking to your teammates, I should say, but it doesn't matter what they say because you can't hear them. You say that you try and coordinate with your teammates, but you're not doing that. If you're trying to coordinate right now and like communicate with them, if they try and reply, you don't know. Like, how are you gonna coordinate with them? You can scream man yelling at clouds all day. Like, okay. Hey, we're just setting up fight how we want it before prep phase is done. Don't put barbed wire there. Put it in the doorways. Barbed wire should be put in doorways. Number 1, door is number 1. Number 2, which is immediately following number 1 and goes along with it in places where it causes defenders to be exposed. So, if you're gonna put it, say you have a staircase right here. So, and it's going up, there's the landing, up, up, up. So this is going up, so up that way. Okay? Where you put barbed wire on here determines where you play. If I want to play at the top of these staircases, like Villa on Study, you can play up there, but where you put the barbed wire isn't here, it isn't here, it's down here. Why? Because you're covered. You can't see the barbed wire at all. And the teammate, or not the teammate, sorry, the enemy has to go through the barbed wire, or they have to break the barbed wire. And you hear either one of those things. And if you hear them, you now know that they're coming up those stairs. And now you're prepared for it. You're not just a sitting duck waiting for something to happen. So you want to put barbed wire in a place where it gives you, or it's where attackers are going to be, and it makes them uncomfortable. So doorways and make them uncomfortable, and in hallways, long hallways. So if there's here, 1 second. If there's a long hallway, and then you put barbed wire, and you're playing down here, you don't put barbed wire way down here to tell you when they're breaking and when they're looking at it. You put it here because now they have to go through that barbed wire, and now they have nowhere to go. Let's say there's a doorway like back here, and then a doorway even farther back here. There's nothing here. There's just a wall here and here. Where are they gonna go? They have to go through the barbed wire. They have to break it, and you're waiting around the corner to kill them. So, playing smart with your barbed wire, understanding what to do with that. We'll continue. And to go along with that, if they wanted to, if they take that site, they just break the barbed wire off to the side here, and now you can't really do anything. It's a soft wall that's sitting right there. I don't know if you're going to reinforce it. Well, actually, you can't. You don't have any more reinforcements. But you usually do. So if you reinforce that, now they have a protected barrier to break it. Or they can break it without your teammates seeing, and now they're just like, I hear barbed wire breaking, but I don't see the person. So, makes it, yeah, it's a gadget that you have to really use your head. Barbed wire is one of those that you really, really have to think about where you want to place it. That's a good placement, because it's right at the doorway. They can't run through the doorway. They have to decide, do I break the barbed wire and let the person with the shotgun know that I'm here, or do I just free fire it and shoot? Oh, yeah, wait. Where did they come from last time? I can give you a hint. It wasn't over here. This is where you're playing in copper. You should know people are habitual at this tier. They play the same operators. They could play the same strats over and over and over and over again. They never change it. They will do the exact same thing every time. They will try to do it. If you sit there and you hold a door and you start shooting at them 10 seconds into the round, and that was the same door they walked into last time, they will try to walk in that door again. You will not stop them. They will walk through that door or they will die. And to prove my point, you have the exact same teammates playing the exact same operators from the previous round. I think this one's different. I don't think there was an Ella. It was a Malusi. That's the only difference. The other three are playing the exact same, and you're playing basically the exact same operator. But yeah, also, and the reason why I point that out, they're gonna come from behind you. You're not watching the door that you're waiting for. You don't have to worry about over here. I'm pretty sure someone's watching from main lobby already. There's someone everyone else is in sight, if I remember correctly. And I can actually go back. So there's Bandit. He's walking over there. Oh. Yeah, we're looking down there. Looking around, yeah. Aita's over there. Ella's in there. And Thorn's also in there. So everyone's in here. They can watch from main lobby pretty easily. Where you should be in janitor. You should be defending janitor. You have that barbed wire on the door so you can defend janitor, so defend it. Make use of your gadget. We can hear that they have an IQ again. They have a squid. Oh, we saw a drone in there. What does that mean? Does that mean it's just having a vacation in there? You're still not getting it. I don't know. I'll back it up again. Do you see the drone? Because I see it. Right here. Felt the first time you walked in, because it's in the middle of the room. We should be destroying that drone and waiting for someone in there. We know they're not going to come from the other side. No one's droned it out yet. Yeah, like this, honest to God, not bad. You're in a fairly safe position for what you think. I don't think so, because there's someone that could be coming really quickly. But even still, it's a fairly safe position. You're not exposed from any windows. You can't hear immediately anybody. No one's breaking barbed wire. No one's walking through it. You're at least 2 walls away from someone. Yeah, it's not a horrible time to get on the cam, Just check something real quick. See what's going on. Good. Calling it out and pinging it. Good. The third time we saw the drone is when we got it. I don't know if you know this. So if you stand, so where you basically are, if you just back up against the wall in this room, you can actually open up, like shoot through this wall right here, and you can see the double windows into office. and now you can watch Office from janitor. It's like, when I say nearly impossible, I mean nearly impossible for someone to pre-fire you and kill you from that angle. Like, it takes someone with an immense amount of skill to get it right away, and you don't have much room for error either. They could get in and they can prone, and unless you shoot them in the head, they're gonna be able to prone, and now they're protected because this is a hard box. You can't break through this, and now they're into office area. Um, but the deterrent stops them from going in, or you get a free kill. You just have to look for it, watch for movement, and just start shooting. Ooh, what the? Ooh. I don't blame you too much for missing that one. We should have had our shotgun out, though. That's the only thing I'll say there. I don't know if it would have helped you or not. She kind of just did a big jump on your screen, so I'm not going to be blaming you too much for that one. But you're holding a close quarters. Again, why do we have barbed wire down here? We put barbed wire down and we're not going to use it? Why not? We have a shotgun. We have barbed wire. Granted, it's the SMG-11 too. It's the fastest fire rate in the game, also the highest DPS and shortest TTK. Shotgun will do it even quicker than the SMG-11. Fun fact. But yeah, we have barbed wire down here. She can't walk this way around the barbed wire. She has to go through it, and you can just sit like where you were. 1 second. Where you were, right here. You can kind of hear it. If you watch back, here, I'm going to back it up. Listen from your left earphone or headphone set on the left side. You can hear her shuffle. I don't know if you heard that or not. I didn't. You hear it right there, right where I paused. You could hear it. So, what you do is you pull out the shotgun and you just sit right here. You lean over to the right and you sit and you wait. She's got to peek you. She doesn't have nades. You don't know this. She could flash you or something like that, but you're still protected by the barbed wire. You have a teammate that's over in meeting who would hear the flashbang and at least look over there and possibly refrag off of you, which would be a good thing to have. But what you're doing right now is just not using your gadget. Yeah, you could have saved yourself from that. Saying to our teammates, we could be blaming Bandit for being downstairs for whatever reason. I don't know. Doing the call that Fink is up on top of Pyro, I hope. TK'd by accident. Then we can say Fink is over in Banana. There we go, we went. Not bad round. You did better than the first one. Prep phase was way, 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 way better. Now we just need to use our gadgets. We put them down. Let's use them. We'll go forward, and you're still talking to your teammates. I don't know. Again, I don't know what you're saying. I know that on console, it's more often that you have people with open mics, so I don't know if it's catching you breathing or something. I don't know. No, it looks like you're asking for something. So that's good, but what if your teammate just says, I don't have that, or no one has it? Very possible. There, we got it. I'm always wary of reinforcing that. It's very how you want to play. Put this one just a little bit farther up, so it's blocked by this wall, because they can shoot from the outside, or not the outside, but they can shoot from inside electrical to shoot that Jaeger device if they wanted to. It was giving them a hard time. I don't know why we're I don't know why we're on. Okay, wait, 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 I talked too much to you on going on cams when you're in like unsavory positions. Now I'm gonna retract that statement. You heard the R4C. Pretty sure that ass is sitting right there, right? No, it's Sophia. It's even worse, in all honesty. What does Sophia have for a gadget? She's got a gadget that can explode. So if you get on cams right here, what happens? She goes a quick boom boom, and now your shield's destroyed because you only have one Jaeger there. Then you stand up and you try and shoot. Not the best play. Hopefully you said that they were going in main lobby before it broke. This is why I reinforced that wall. There's just so much chaos that happens if you don't reinforce it. Alright. You need to move on the cameras or position them in a little easier to see place. Like this one, you should be moving it down so you're looking down, because then you'll still be able to see this wall. You'll be able to see if anyone's coming in through downstairs, if they're making noise or anything like that. And you can kind of see electrical door. Just a little bit. You can barely see it on this cam. But move them to where you can see stuff. Don't just leave it stagnant wherever you find it. Oh, well, yeah, you can. Yeah, be careful of pinging when people are repelling, because it won't ping them. It'll ping what's behind them. Yeah, good job calling that out. Good job on Z-pinging, too. A lot of people will just scan them instead of Z-ping. Good that you're telling them that they're in tellers. So now what you could do is you could watch... Oh, they're going around. What camera is still up that we could have used? I saw it while you're throwing yourself through there. Square stair skylight cam was still up. You could have used that and told Bandit, or not Bandit, Smoke that you could have saved Bandit's life there, or not Bandit. Sorry, I keep saying that. Smoke's life, and Bandit could have gotten a kill. Yeah, he was dumb for not peeking it when he heard her going in, or she just didn't hear her. But you could have saved someone's life still. No idea if your teammates has diffuser or not. I think she didn't. Yeah, because she didn't drop it there. But not bad. You could have saved someone's life still. You still won, but hey, maybe the next game you lose because you weren't looking at the cams at in the proper way, I guess you could say. But again, you're talking to your teammates, and I don't know if they're replying or not. I don't know what you're saying either. I would hope you're not flaming them at this point, because they're carrying you pretty well. Ooh, now we're going A. Not bad. I always like to go Hibana or Maverick on this map. Or Amaru to do some fast pushes from upstairs if they're not going upstairs and they're going downstairs. But for what you need is very dependent. usually good to have 2 hard breaks or something like that. Because there's a lot of hatches and there's a lot of walls. Oh, you wearing, please. Using the muzzle brake. Use the flash hider or the compensator. I recommend the flash hider. That does control the recoil a fair bit better than the muzzle brake. I don't know how much different it is for console. I think Core Ross, yeah, Core Ross is the one that usually plays console and gives the news updates and everything. He should be able to. He should have a video up where he compares AK-12 recoils before and after the nerf. So you can see, and that's with different attachments too, so you can see which way is the best way to control it. But that is not good recoil control right there. If you wanted to too, you could jump up onto this black car and peek over the fence. If you wanted to, that sometimes catches people off guard because you can't shoot through that car, but you can shoot over it or through the fence. Sorry. Good, we're getting back up here. He's already in. Always be wary of teammates that just wander in like that. If I ever have a teammate that's doing that, regardless of who my operator is, I usually just like start droning them in for them because I'd much rather they have the intel than like just wander in and then they die and it's like, okay, now you're worthless to me, you know? So just drone her in, drone her through janitor, drone down the long hall, just so she doesn't have to like be super cautious of that. Hey, if you drone in through janitor and you clear it and say it's clear in there, you can tell her, hey Osa, janitor's clear, it's free, and now she can just run in and take it. Like now you're helping yourself with that because now your team has taken more ground than before, and you're winning. They just decided to not. You have a buck. Would have had bucks do that. Good job, just getting right onto your drone. No need to rush in. Let's find out what's going on. Yeah, I just get in and plan. Oh, and he shot you from below on the stairs. It looks like, yep, he did read right on. That's when you say, hey, it's clear in sight, like an A site, you can plant. Go ahead, do it, you know? There you go. I honestly don't know what Glass is doing. He's doing less than nothing right now. He could watch the Osa die to the Jaeger, just have his crosshair on the Jaeger, and I would think that'd be doing more than what he's doing right now. I will point that out for you. But I would say that more couldn't be done. Now Fuse is fusing your teammate. Be expected. Oh, do you hear it? I see you calling out something, so I hope it's calling out that there's that Rook, specifically, is over next to your drone, which would be in janitor hallway. Now he's janitor. Lost to him. Now you can say he's behind the desk. Not a horrible round by yourself. I still, like we pointed out, you could have droned better for Osa. We talked about attachments. You could have just asked Buck to open up the other wall for you. That would have been a little bit quicker than what you were doing. good on you for getting in and trying to plant immediately. I can't remember. Let me go back. I'm pretty sure you did, but I just want to make sure. Yeah, you were trying to go over. I thought you were. I was gonna say can't remember if you tried to plant immediately, but you did try and go and take cover with the bomb, which was good. Like you played that round fairly okay. I'm not gonna say that was because of your teammates. Still could have gone better with your teammates. Worked out better. There's stuff that you could have done that could have changed the outcome of that round, but not bad overall. This round, I will say, is more not on you than anything. But still could have done better. Always improve. Always focus on yourself. You see gameplay like that, your first instinct is to think, "Wow, my teammates fucking suck." Like that glass, he wasn't helping you guys. Fuse was not helping too well either. Trying to fuse your teammate when he was in the site. Unless a defender was staring at Buck, there's no kills that he was gonna get. Um, but if you focus on that, you remove focus from yourself. What could you have done to improve the round? I already talked about it. Uh, but if you start thinking more like that, okay, my teammate was dumb. Whatever. What could I have done better? I literally just the other day, I can send you the replay if you want me to prove it to you. I'm pretty sure PC replays work for consoles too. I think. I'm not 100%. Or if you want me to just record it and upload it for you, I can do that too. I got a legit, I think it was a 13 kill game, or was it 16 kill? It was 13 or 16 kill game. And I was still saying I could have done something differently. I could have done this. I could have done that. I should have done this. I should have done that. And I was dual queuing. Or actually, I was in a tri queue that time, triple queue. And I was still saying there's stuff that I could have done better. And I was the highest fragger. I had, I think I died still 6 or 7 times, but or no, it doesn't matter. There's still stuff that I could have done. I was the highest fragger in that game. I had almost double the kills that the next person on my team had. But I was still saying I could have done X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, all differently, and we would have won. There's things that happened in that game where we would have won if I had done something differently. Not because of my teammates, but because of me. Always focus on yourself. You improve way faster that way. And we'll skip forward. You're talking to your teammates. If you get to this part in the video and you remember to ask me this, is it better in console to go into lobby and open area? Like, I know it's not a horrible site. Like, I've gone there for a second site, but I rarely see it when I play bank. I'm more likely to see basement and upstairs. Like, it's just console. Is it just better there? Like, I don't understand. So, another thing too, we're talking while we're coming up here. This is me nitpicking, admittedly. But you're talking to your teammates, you're trying to coordinate something, but pre-aim. They could be there's a door. Whoops, I didn't want that. I wanted that. There's a door right through here. They could just be spawn peeking you, now you're dead. Now all three of you are dead actually. You, your teammate, you, and Buck, like all of them are dead. So just pre-aim. I don't know. You never said that you had a problem with spawn peeking. People's trying to spawn peek you, which is good. But if you do have troubles, that's the first step. Be ready for them. I'm level 317 or 18 now. I still look at windows every single time. Even if I'm gonna eat myself in with a Maru, I aim at that window that I'm gonna go into and all the spawn peek windows along the way to make sure I'm not about to die before I go in. And then subsequently die 5 seconds after I get it. That's another thing. But continue. Oh, let's not use this again. Alright, good. We're droning. Kind of just sitting in the middle of a doorway. And they could just if someone's at the doorway. If I hear a drone be thrown in, and I don't hear it moving, and I hear someone still moving on the outside, I'm gonna peek it because they're not looking at it. and then maybe I can get behind the drone. Now they don't see me, or I can just run out and kill you. You're just standing in the doorway. We're not even gonna drone. So what was the point of throwing our drone? What are we doing? Like, I I don't know what you're trying to communicate to your teammates right now. Uh, how you're gonna push or whatever. If you just all you have to say is, "I'm gonna push from main lobby side." That's it. That's all you need to do. Then your teammates know. Okay, Ace is going to throw himself to the wolves on lobby side. You can say if you're gonna get Teller. Oh wow, what the heck? You can say whether or not you're gonna get the wall in Tellers or not Tellers, sorry, in archives, or from Square Stairs under Skylight. Um, but there's not much more. Like you don't need to write them a whole strat book in front of them for them to understand what to do. You can just say where you're pushing from, and if you know what you're gonna do, and they have a general idea of what you're gonna do, that's good. Like for example, when me and my duo play on Oregon, we say we're pushing from small. If our teammates ask us what we're doing, we say we're pushing from small tower. Okay, they know we're gonna be over in small tower. They don't know everything. They don't need to know everything. They just know that we're pushing from small tower until we pick a hard breacher. Then we say no, we're actually pushing from wherever else that we have to or big that. Now we're droning in. We're in the middle of a room that we don't know where anything is. Like, and our teammates just died right in front of us. One got hit by a double tap. Jesus. The other one got killed by a Valkyrie. Oh, yeah, like, why didn't we put a pre-placed drone in here? I know it got destroyed at the very beginning, but then we could have, droned ourselves into here from outside. Like, we could have done that, or we could have droned into Tellers, got ourselves in Tellers, and then had our drone in archives and just quick looked at archives, then looked outside here, and now we're good. Like, that's all we needed to do. Like, or if you want an example, we'll go back. Oh, way too far back. So we're. Oh wait, no. We got our drone. We know where they are. We know where they are before I even turn the corner. Alright? We know they're not downstairs, so they're upstairs in one of the two sites. We know they're in there. What do? We don't turn this way. We turn this way. Why? Because our drone is more useful to us alive than dead. So we turn left, and we try and get into the drone hole that's over here by the wall. Underneath the cabinet. That's over there. Why? Because our drone's alive then. We can use it. We don't need to turn it into here. We don't need to see what they look like. We know what they look like. They're enemies. So you got that. We open out. We drone in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could be droned into Tellers right there. We know Tellers is clear. And then we just decide to walk in anyway. You see the difference? The time that it took you to sit there and do nothing, you could have cleared yourself out and talked at the same time. I don't know if you can chew gum and walk at the same time. I can. And I know a lot of other people can. So you just have to do that. You don't even have to like call anything. If you see something, you can just quickly say it, and then in the middle of your diatribe, and then continue the diatribe afterwards. Now you're in Tellers, and how you could even be a little bit into archives. Just a quick check into archives, make sure no one's in there. Then you can listen, because if you put your drone, this is what I'll do every now and then. It's not smart. I don't do it that often anymore, but you put your drone right in the doorway that you want to go into. So this would be archives doorway is what this would be. What happens if they see the drone? They gonna walk over it? Probably not. Probably gonna shoot it. So while you're walking in, they now have to destroy that drone, and you hear that. Now you know someone's in there. And if you had your drone from the prep phase, well, then you'd probably be able to continue doing something with that. But we will continue. We get in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could be droned out of archives. Archive is clear, and you could have seen square stairs. See, like a general clear. You could put it up on the stairs, looking down. So if these are the stairs going up here, then you have square going over. Then you have it goes over like this, and then you have the wall, and the hallway down here. You have stairs going up. There you go. You could put your drone up on the stairs, like halfway up, looking down and into the room. Now you can see in the kitchen. You see in the janitor. You can hear down here on blue stairs. See if anyone's in there or not. And now you're clear. 6 seconds. Clear archives and clear that. Now you're going in. Now you're in there quicker. And now we're wasting time. So we started at, what was that? I said 15, so 15 seconds. 15 seconds. 5 seconds. 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 extra seconds. Doesn't seem like a lot. It adds up really, really quickly. Because if there's 13 seconds left, and it's a 7-second plant time, there is a difference there between having 13 seconds left and having 26 seconds left. Right? Or having, I should say, 0 seconds and 13 seconds left. Not the best idea to use all 3 of them on there. I'd probably recommend just using 1 on there and then using 2 over here, because this wall is open to way more area and it makes them way more uncomfortable. Because if you open this wall, now they can't sit into office. They can't sit in office. Like, they just can't. There's nothing that they can do in there. You open that wall over in kitchen, now they can't sit in the whole site. The whole site is gone. Now they can only sit in open area to be comfortable and be safe behind cover. So maybe a little bit better utility usage on attack. Now we're droning in. Not bad. I don't know where Valkyrie came from. I think you did hear her onto the side there. Oh yeah, you could hear her. You could hear her off to the right there. She's over there. And you go and look behind the desk, and you're like, I know I heard something over here, right? And then she just comes running in. I think we'll see that on... Oh, that's another thing. You keep skipping over your kill cams. Watch your kill cams. Watch how dumb you look, because the dumber you look, the quicker you learn how to not be looking like that. I always tell people who are just starting to play the game, friends included, watch the kill cams. Every time. Any game where it gives you a kill cam of what the enemy sees, watch it. You will learn so much quicker, because again, you see it and you're like, wow, why the did I do that? Like, what was I thinking there? Like, I just look like a dumbass sitting there like that. And then you don't do it again. Oh, would you look at that? Beautiful. Oh. I feel so bad for this Nova. I hope you're telling him that he's in archive, or he's last team. We don't know if he's listening. Also, we don't know if he has a good enough connection to the server. I have never seen the servers this bad in a long time. You have to tell me if this was just like a very unlucky match this was happening, or if this was legitimately like a daily thing that you experience. This is horrible. But it does look like it's more client-sided than server-sided. I don't know. But we ended up getting it, which is good. That's what we're going for. Yeah, I'll skip ahead. See, I hope these in between these sessions that you have of talking to your teammates is literally just you hyping them up, because that would be great. Not many people do that. I hope that that's what the case is. Going in. Hey, you know what they are? Stop. You violated the law. You're continuing here. Why? What more information can you gather that you couldn't gather by just droning yourself in the next 30 seconds? Or I guess it'd be like 45, 50 seconds. Why? Why? We know where the... And we sacrifice our drone so we can pick our better spawn point. Like, why? We don't need to do that. We could just take our drone to a safe space, make sure we're safe, and then do this. You have 17 seconds. You had like, you had like, at the time of you spotting the, where they were, it was like 25 seconds. Or either hyping up our team, throwing them down, or reading out of our strat booklet. I will say, Copper has been getting more diverse. I've seen, like, people are more willing to pick different operators each round, especially if it's the same site. Like, back when I reviewed these things 3 years ago, more often, people wouldn't change for anything, not even in bronze. It was ridiculous. People do it more often. Wait. This is when we need to read into the enemy team a little bit. They know that we came in from main lobby last time. Well, it's something that they might do. You answered they might be watching main lobby. You're right. So maybe we shouldn't just face check the doors. You don't need to break the door to get a drone in. You just throw it in. You put it in under the door. Hey, look at that. We're droning up. Hey! Not as far as I would probably like it to be, because tellers, they can shoot you from tellers if they wanted to. But better than last time. For sure. And we just heard an explosion over there. Where is it? Oh, you know where it is. So, it looks like you called it out. I hope it is anyway, instead of giving a strat. But ping it too, so that they know exactly where it is. That's all. Good. There you go. Perfect. That's what I want to see. Why are we going in the hole that they just made? I would back up, go back over the desk, and then go through the metal detector door. Way safer. You're Thermite. We don't want you dying. Thermite's he's our baby boy. We don't want our baby boy dying on us. I say that and you almost took the headshot. Hey, you just get shot from there, and your first instinct is, I'm gonna run through it again. And now you're running off! Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, Rook did die. There's a shield there still, and no one was watching the shield. I still wouldn't trust it. Oh my goodness.
some gadgetry there too. Alright. There's a little bit higher level for where we are, which is copper. But one thing to consider, everyone on site is dead but one person, which is Warden. We know that Vigil was roaming, or at least soft roaming. He could be in sight right now. But the odds of him being in sight are pretty minimal because it's Vigil. Typically they will roam. Not very rare that they'll sit on site, so you can do that. So we should be waiting for that. We should be looking for that. We should be either A, figuring out how we're going to take site as soon as we can, or B, waiting for the flank. Because this is prime time to do it. It's a 2v3 now, and they're encroaching on site. Like, if I was the Warden, I'd be yelling at my Vigil saying, hey, where the f are you, you know? There, we hear it, behind us. He's over on square stairs. Not a bad idea. You get into a safe position, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna drone. And it ended up helping you anyway. But, not bad thinking. I do like it. I do appreciate the immediate recognition of there's someone to my left that I don't know where they are, and the other person's in sight. I should be safe to drone. And you relatively were, but then he just kind of backloaded it and ran at you. I'm guessing he didn't even know you were there, but oh my goodness. Cat can run up. They don't know where the diffuser is. Oh, he's gone. For your reference, as a fun trick, the ceiling above this is actually destructible. Like, this entire ceiling is destructible where he planted the diffuser. So if he wanted to, he could go into office right by where the windows are, break open like this section, and now he can see down into there. And he's pretty damn safe in there. They have to come all the way upstairs to kill him. And they can't exactly do that pretty easily, you know. Ooh, went so far back. But, no. And we're upstairs again. We're not this time. Not bad. We're not AFK as much. We kinda are right now. Oh, we're just. Oh god. We're talking to her teammate. And someone's dead. Did she repel in? I'm listening. Okay, I don't know where. She must have repelled in pretty far away. Oh, people are dying in sight. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we pulling out our gadgets? You were doing a diatribe that entire time. Are you not paying attention? Again, can you chew your gum and walk at the same time? I have to question whether or not you can right now. Because you're still looking away from where they were shooting at. This Amaru has the freest sight because the person in sight, one of them doesn't even know that she's in there. And you still don't even know. And there's another person in there now. It's Ash that's in there now. See, I cheated and I know that you win this round, but that's still really bad on you for what happened there. Just because they can't aim doesn't mean that fixes what you did. Oh, we know she's over there. Good job. Again, you're sitting there talking to yourself. You're the angry man yelling at the clouds that entire time while your teammates are dying in sight. And you're in sight. You're a room away. It's not that you can't hear them. Like you unless you're listening to the newest, I don't know what the hottest music person whatever is right now. God, I'm getting old. Is right now, but if they just drop the new hit and you're listening to it, stop it. If you actually want to get better, you're having me review this gameplay, you're having me go over this. So if you're listening to music, stop it. That's how you get better right away, right there. Stop talking to them. Stop pulling out your scrapbook. Like you should be pulling out a notebook and explaining what you wrote down a week ago about how you defend upstairs bank site indisputably because you watched this one Pro League match. You just do a basic strat, say where you want to hold, how you want to hold it possibly. Very light, easy to understand because it's random. Then you continue on. We're playing Cali. Oh, someone's playing Blackbeard. Jesus Christ. Okay, now you're... No, I just haven't. Okay, not bad. Going out there upstairs. Alright, unless that person was running around pretty heavily. Also, I'm pausing here just to let you know, like, a little heart to heart. If that had happened to me, where you were going on such a long diatribe where you couldn't even understand what was happening the other site over, you were in B and you couldn't understand what was happening in A because you were just talking about how you want to defend that round, you would be muted. I wouldn't be listening to that anymore because it doesn't matter anymore. I just need to look out for myself, apparently. I don't mute people very often, especially if they're giving call-out. But that would be one of those times. Even if it was 4 and 3, I wouldn't care. They did a sin. I don't know if you saw that. So, I'll give you like 5 seconds. Why is this bad? Why is it putting 2 barbed wires in one spot is bad? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, it's bad because you can melee both of them at the same time and destroy 2 barbed wires with 2 hits. Or you can just use an explosive like an ash charge. Now you get 2 of them in one. Better if you put one at the doorway and one either on the inside or one on the outside. Because now they have to go through 2. Regardless. So, just a quick... We learn from our enemies as much as we learn from them. I haven't said it that often because you've been fairly good about it, but always check default cams. Not everyone gets them. My duo is a plat. He doesn't get them a lot of the times because I get them most of the time. So he just expects that I will get them. And then if I forget to get them, then he forgets to get them. So just be the one that remembers to get them. It'll save you a lot of trouble later in life. Always not a bad idea when you're going up here to be ADS. Because right now, if that little hole right there is broken, right here, right here, right here, you'd just be dead. They saw your hook right here before you even saw them. They just have to look for the head. And now you're dead. Just a little tip for you. When you're rappelling up places like that where they can shoot you as you're rappelling up, aim for where they're gonna shoot. Good job just opening it up. That's actually really good. I like that. It shows me that you recognize, okay, I know that the immediate area is clear. I can open this up and I don't have to worry about someone just running at me immediately. Good job. And it makes it easier for you to then go in after. not bad. You ping the guy, and then he just, I don't know if he never saw him or if he even fired a shot, but that's on him. That's not on you. Good job. Proud of you. Default. There you go. So, one thing I would do is, since you already know that you're clear from where you are, take the claymore that's sitting right here and move it to square stairs. So, put it right here, because then you can put it on there. They can still go all the way up to here. Like, I will never look for the claymore on this stair until I walk all the way up and I stop right at the very top and I just look down the hallway, because you can see the hallway from the stairs. You don't have to be all the way up on top. And then once I figure out whether or not I'm safe or not, then I look for the claymore and then I shoot it and then I go on. Some people don't do that. They just keep walking up and they just miss it entirely. So put a claymore there. It saves you sometimes. It's good. And it does more work for you now than being outside there. Now what we should do is, yep, I would crouch down. It makes it harder. It takes it, I should say, it takes longer for them to get a look onto you from downstairs. Like that. Still have a drone. Ooh. Very nice. Good job. Left. There you go. You have your headset on right. I know that you have it on the left ear and right ear on correctly because you look to your left. Just wish you would have done it a little bit sooner. That's a 1v1. We don't know where the last one is. So that's where I say nice. What could we have done? Well, we know that after this kill, we know that janitor's clear. We know it's safe, I should say, quote unquote safe. We know that there's no one inside it, and we know that there's no rotate into it. Because we looked at it, we like face checked it before Thorn started shooting at us. So go in there, it's safe, start droning, figure out where they are. Now you don't die to Rook. Yeah, granted, you shouldn't have died to him anyway because you could have looked over and shot him, which I don't know if Callie's rifle would have killed him in one hit. I don't think it does, even if it's a chest shot. So yeah, like, drone, figure out where they are. There you go. And we could have avoided this. Oh, you didn't even have the rifle on it. It was a 2v1. Oh my god. He was just sitting in there that whole time. Like, see, and this is what I mean by, if you had droned out the site, you could have told them, site is clear, no one's in it, and then maybe Rook kills you the exact same way. You run over to site because you want to get into site now. There's no way to get in from janitor, so you run over to the hallway and you start running in, and then Rook kills you. And then you say, well, doesn't matter. Your site's still clear. So you tell your teammates, hey, site's clear, site's clear. Now they don't go over here. Now they don't have to risk both dying to this Jaeger. And then they go and they plant. And now it's even better. Your odds of winning skyrocket now because they have sight. They're waiting for Jaeger to come in. There you go. Alright, and that was it. You improved a lot more this time from what you sent me last time, but there's still, as we can see, how long am I running on this now? An hour and 14 minutes. Hour 15 going to be here in a second. So there's still a lot more that you can learn from. AFKing being one of them. Setting up site how you want it right away. Using your utility, both on attack and defense. Playing a little bit smarter with how we're doing everything. And just overall understanding the gadgets that we have and how to use them. And the other big thing I would say is, since I don't know if you're like, again, I don't know if you're flaming your teammates the entire time, giving them a pep talk, or pulling out your notebook and reading a strat that you wrote a week ago from watching one Pro League match. Like,
Uh, Either way, if you are talking that entire time, you should probably be a little bit more concise and pay more attention to your surroundings because you do struggle on that a lot. Uh, if you can pay attention to your surroundings a lot better, then you do a lot, or paid attention to your surroundings a lot more, you do a lot better. So, yeah, but all I got you for you this time.